Alright. Hey everybody, this is Jeffrey Jansen, and today is November 26, 2016. It is Saturday, and this is Daily Reflections. I hope everybody's had a great weekend so far and had a blessed Thanksgiving. I just wanted to get on here real quick and go over some things and, just put some positive messages out there. I don't know what else to really say. I've been seeing a lot of family pictures, and I've been hearing about a lot of family stuff. My sister and nephews and brother-in-law are coming in town tomorrow, and so we're going to do a Thanksgiving with a lot of my family tomorrow. So anyway, tonight, what have you done this week that's positive? And you know what? Everybody should have those positive stories, because over Thanksgiving we get to spend time with family and friends, and sometimes, family's not always blood, which means you may be in the military and you may went to somebody else's house. I remember when I was in the Marine Corps, and one Thanksgiving, or maybe it was Christmas, I was invited over to some friend's house over in Jacksonville, North Carolina, and we went over there for Thanksgiving, and we had a wonderful time, and it was a blast, and these people became family over time. And so, memories like that last, and they didn't have to take us into their home, but they did, and these people were really nice, and they were awesome, and I had a great time. So I'm hoping every one of you guys had a great Thanksgiving. I hope you're enjoying your new families. I hope you're enjoying your new loved ones and some of the old loved ones. Over the Marine Corps birthday, there was a couple of people missing that normally are always at the Marine Corps birthday and everything else, and believe it or not, they were missed because you may only see them once, maybe twice a year, but when they're not at those functions that you normally have, they're actually missed, because I expect them to be there, but because of health reasons they weren't allowed to be there, and that was over the Marine Corps birthday. But anyway, so my daily reflections for this week are, our blessings of our children. We have these children, and we spend so much time out in the everyday world that we need to make sure we give time to our kids. We need to make sure that we need to be kids ourselves. And I was reading a book, and this one's going to come from How to Win Friends and Influence People. Yeah, that's the right book. And it talked about, you can't teach your children according to being an adult. In other words, if you come in, the first thing you want to do is yell at them. First thing you're doing is you're getting frustrated with them. You have to remember they're children. Their job in life is to play. Their job is to learn and take in as much information as they can. So every time you get around your kids, you have to understand that these are children, and you have to bring yourself to their level. It is not the other way around, because they do not know how to come to your level. They don't understand. When you're sitting there telling them to pick up their room, or they have to do this, have to do that, they do not understand. And if you use it in a negative tone, all they're going to do is get hostile with you, because they don't understand. Okay? We treat our dogs and we treat our animals when we're training them. We give them treats and we give them love and affection. And believe it or not, when we do that with human beings, we get the same results. But you have to be honest and sincere with them and yourself. So make sure whenever you're around your kids, bring yourself to their level. If all of a sudden they're messing up the room or they're throwing a temper tantrum, and I was saying this one the other day, one of the stories was about a father whose son had to go to the kindergarten, and he didn't want to go. He was scared to death. He refused to come out of his room. He was throwing a temper tantrum. Just everything was bad. So the father decided him and the rest of the family were going to finger paint that night. They wouldn't let the son finger paint, but the son's like, I want to do it, I want to do it. And the father explained very nicely to the son that you get to learn this in kindergarten. And the son was like, what? So all of a sudden now they gave a reason for the son to want to go to kindergarten. Give your kids a reason to excel in life. Not negativity, but positive reinforcement. So if you're always smiling around your kids, you're always showing your kids a different way of doing things. When they get older and they have to deal with a bully, okay, and you have taught them how to navigate around the bully, they won't get in a fight. They'll figure out a different way of getting around those bullies. I know this sounds really weird, but if you start out young with them and they're looking at you like you are their biggest superhero. So when they're looking at you as the biggest superhero and everything you do is positive, now you don't always have, you can get frustrated and you can get upset, but don't show them that. Learn a tactic or technique to figure out how your kids work. They're a puzzle. Okay, they're a maze, but once you figure it out, you'll always have a direct line to get to them. So when they get into school and all of a sudden they get a bully or something picking on them, they don't know it, but you're teaching them how to navigate around that bully so they don't get picked on. Or if the bully refuses, eventually that bully's going to get in trouble. But we're so busy trying to tell people not to bully, we forget to tell our kids how to navigate around the bullies. We forget to tell them how to be positive. And that if there is a bully, there was, here, what was it? Zig Ziglar once said, there was a bully in the schoolyard and he drew a line right in front of him. Or the kid that he's picking on drew a line in front of him. And he said, yeah, if you think you can handle it, this was the kid saying this to the bully. And when the bully stepped over that line, the kid goes, good, now we're both on the same side. And believe it or not, it was enough to make the bully laugh, and they were no longer bullies. And Zig said they were friends for a very long time after that. Now, when I was growing up, I was bullied, and I was the bully. And throughout life, there's times as adults we become the bully sometimes, and sometimes we're the ones being bullied. But for the fact is, we have to get through it ourselves. We cannot have a safety zone. We cannot have a little pin, or we can't have a little card that says we need to take a time out, because life doesn't let you time out. You have to figure things out for yourself. If you're going into a gym to lift weights, and you can't get that weight up, whose fault is it? Is it yours, or is it the weight's fault? It's yours. See, if we take responsibility for ourselves, eventually you can go into the gym and you can lift that weight. How many times you want to do repetitions with it is up to you. If you want to run a mile, but you don't run a mile, is it your fault or the mile's fault? I know you're looking at me like this is stupid, this is weird, but really think about it. We spend so much time blaming others. We spend so much time with negativity. We don't look at from point A to point B. We have to get there somehow. It doesn't matter if there's bullies in the way. It doesn't matter if there's obstacles in the way. We have to learn to get to point B. Otherwise, we'll never get there. You can get there, but you have to do it on your own. You have to take the responsibility for yourself. You need to pray on it. You need to reflect upon it. But then eventually you need to get out and you need to put one foot in front of the other and get there. And to me, that's what life's about. It's the journey from one point to the next. Daily Reflections is about, for how are you doing right now today? What is going to make you a better person tomorrow? How are you going to make your life, nobody else's, how are you going to make your life better? How are you going to exceed your expectations? How are you going to blow your goals out of the water and do a lot more? How are you going to save a little extra money for a family vacation? How are you going to go for a little bit better of a promotion at work? What are you going to do to make yourself better, which in turn makes your family better, makes your friends better? How much positive stuff can you put out there in one day? It is a known fact. If you're smiling, even while you're on the phone, the other person on the other line knows you're smiling. They don't know why, but they just feel a lot better. So guess what? If you can go out there and mean it and smile and do whatever it takes, you'll make it. Reflect upon those such as our men and women in military, that every day, 22 men and women in military are killing themselves every day. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. They are committing suicide. They are dying every day because they do not feel like they're good enough. A lot of people say, Jeff, you shouldn't say those words. No, you know what? Let's face facts. Do you want the facts and the reality of the situation? My brothers and sisters do not feel they're good enough. They do not feel they are strong enough. They do not feel they're in a position of strength. So what they do is they take a way out that they only know of. Now you can call it the weak way out, or you can call it whatever you want. The fact is, they're so negative. They've had so much negativity in their life. They have felt so much negative that, you know what, it only takes one person to say, hey, you're looking great today. Or, hey, you know what, you're a great person. Hey, you know what, thank you for serving in the military. Hey, you know what, you need to take the initiative to talk to these men and women. They're so proud that they're, believe it or not, they are a catch-22. They have so much pride they don't ask for help, but they're so down on themselves that they don't know how to ask for help. So in other words, the only way they're going to get help, and this is how PTSD works, is you have to make the initiative. You have to go up to them. I'm not talking about giving them money. I'm not talking about giving them anything except kindness. Look, so many people out there say, give, give, give. You know, we want... No, give your kindness. How is it going to help a person? Bible. Okay? I don't know if this is Bible, if this is a saying. But if you give a man a fish, he eats for a day. You teach a man to fish, he eats for a lifetime. They need to learn how to fish again. These men and women in uniform, and now let's not just focus on them. Let's focus on those friends and those people out there that are not in the military, that have depression on the inside. They don't feel good enough. They've been picked on. They've been bullied so much that they've been kicked so many times. They are the traveler on the ground right now. And guess what? You and I, we can be so positive that when we get up to them, we stop, we reach our hand out and say, let me help you up. It's not about religion. It's about being a better person. Yes, is that what God wants us to do? Yeah, sure. But some of you are not religious, and I understand that. So reach your hand up and say, hey, let me help you up. Let me brush you off. Here, you want the shirt on my own back? I will give you the shirt off my own back. But that's what people need in today's world. It's a little bit of kindness, a little bit of energy so that they know that they're important. That's why I do these, and that's why somebody say you repeat yourself every day. That's right, because I wouldn't have to if 22 and okay, let's add the 22 plus regular everyday people that have never served in the military, that are taking their own lives. They're so down and depressed. They're weeping on the inside, and they don't want anybody to know it because they've got a lot of pride. Now, how many is that? Now we're in the hundreds, maybe the thousands a day. All because somebody decided, oh, somebody else will handle that. Guess what? I'm going to tell you right now, from now on, when you say that, you are that person. You are the last resort. That's how you got to look at things. You're the last positive piece of energy that person's going to see. And you need to make sure that they know it. And you need to give them every single bit of positivity you got, even if you don't think you have any. Because you're the difference between life and death. Every time you see somebody and say somebody else is going to do it, remember this. When you walk away, that person may have needed you. They may have needed your kindness this one day. That one person may have been ready to go home and take their life. That one person may have been going home and thought their family don't love them, they don't love them, but you did. And guess what? They get home and say, all of a sudden it's like, duh, I'm a good person. He let me know I'm a good person. I'm a good person. I can do this. And all of a sudden they start reaching themselves up. They start climbing out of their own hole in their own depression. Please be kind to people with depression. Please be kind to those with PTSD. Those angry men and women out there that you think, oh, they just got bad tempers. There's a reason behind it. You know what? And if you're kind to them, let them say what they want. You know what? It's water off a duck's back. Okay? Now, also don't forget all of our police officers out there every single day. You know, I read the worst report ever. That this year has been the worst for police officer deaths in the United States in history. And it brings sadness to my heart because these are the men and women. They got families at home. They are some of the greatest human beings you can imagine. Yet we're sitting there blaming them for all of our problems. Oh, they're this, they're that. No, they're not. They're police officers. They're human beings like you and I. They're just upholding the law. And guess what? They're going to call even if we don't like them. They're going to come even if we don't want them to come. They go into the deadliest neighborhoods. They go into the darkest places. And they actually put forth. But you forget, they got families at home. They have lives of their own. I know police officers that because of the stress and because of how hard their job is, they've gone through divorces and they've gone through deaths and they've gone through, you know, remember, put yourself in their shoes. How would you feel if you had those same people talking about you like that? Yes, they went to school to be police officers. Some states you don't have to go to school. They learn as they're on the job. But remember, our men and women in blue, our police officers, they need as much as our support as we can give them because they are part of our community. They're part of our families whether we like it or not. And they are awesome and outstanding, and we need to remember that they are just as important. And also, do not forget about firefighters. We all know how great firefighters are and how beloved they are. Let's not forget about them, and school teachers and nurses. I want you to remember everybody because it's what makes our nation great. And that's what we reflect upon. Yes, it's daily reflection. Yes, I go over the same things all the time because these people are great. They're outstanding. You know, sometimes when I go into a meeting or something, or I go and do something, sometimes I get so overwhelmed with how great people are because I lose my filter. Meaning, I'm not watching what I say all the time because we get into jokes and we're just human beings going back and forth. Now, that's one of the things I probably have to work on. I've got to put a filter on myself sometimes. But some of these people, the jokes go back and forth. We have such a good time because they never had anybody caring about them before. And you know what? I'm not going to put a filter on if that means I have to basically look at somebody who needs me to be unfiltered. Meaning they don't want any false negatives. They don't want somebody coming in. They want you to be real with them. They don't want you to fake with them. They don't want you to read the Bible to them when you don't believe in it yourself. They don't want you to come in and be nice to them when you're looking at them like, I'm only being nice to you because I want something from you. No. You need to be humble with people. You need to be very truly caring with people. They know it. People can read you. They can read you inside and out. If you're sorry, they know it. If you mean it. I ran into a situation the other day where I felt I had to apologize to somebody because of not having a filter, and it affected somebody that I knew, even though it wasn't important to anybody else. It was one of those things, okay, water off a duck's back. To me, it was important because I needed to know. They didn't even know who I was. But I had to. Because I'm a man and I have to stand up for myself. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. Sometimes you have to take the higher road. Like, no, it was me. I don't want anybody else to be blamed for it. It was my fault. I take full responsibility. This is what happened. This is who I am. I apologize. And I meant it. Why? Because I didn't have to say nothing. But to me, I would know. And once you start getting into that repetition, you know, and your kids are watching you. Your kids are watching everything you do. And the only thing I could think of is if I don't apologize, if I don't look at myself, my daughter's watching me. You know, my friends are watching me. You guys are watching me. And if I don't take the higher road, if I do not, then who am I to ever talk about anything to anybody? How can I have a daily reflection if I don't take a higher road, if I don't put a little feeling behind what I do? Do I get angry and upset and mad? Yes. Do I get frustrated and agitated? Oh, heck yeah. Do I have the time when I go over and pull the Marine out of me and pull a Gunny Brennan? Heck yeah. Only certain people are going to understand that one. But it's all about, we need to be humble. We need to actually care, and sometimes we have to take the higher road. Kindness will get you farther. A true happiness will get you farther. I know a lot of Marines out there that they used to be the hottest-headed people I know. Now they got kids. They're some of the nicest guys in the world. And it's like, what happened to your temper? Wow, they had little girls who are growing up. I got a little girl. She's growing up. I have a family that took me to church every day. I got friends that read the Bible to me. Now you notice these are people in my life, and I love them for it. We need to realize who's important in our life. You need to set goals for yourself. You need to make an example out of yourself. You need to put yourself on a higher pedestal than where you have yourself today and hold yourself to a higher standard. Doesn't matter if you're religious or not. Put yourself up there. The reason why? If you want people to respect you, you want people to like you, you want people, because you're never going to impress everybody. There's always going to be somebody that hates you. There's always going to be somebody that can't stand you. There's always going to be somebody that refuses to apologize, and you just got to ignore it. There's nothing you can do about it. But in the end, you did what's right. You apologized, you asked for forgiveness, you forgave them, you took the higher road, you taught the kids something better. But guess what? It's not them you got to worry about. It's everybody else that's around. Because guess what? Yeah, there'd be people bad. Yeah, he's a bully. Yeah, right. That bully did a great job. And as you walk away, all of a sudden no one's around that person anymore because nobody else wants to be treated like that either. And the only thing you do is you show that taking the higher road, the stronger thing to do is walk away. The stronger thing to do is tell the person you're sorry, even if they're the ones who did something wrong. Because you got to let it go. You got to be a better person. You got to be a bigger person. You got to let it go. All these people that are out there protesting because they didn't get their way, because they want to act like spoiled brats. They're entitled. Blah, blah, blah. They wear little bobby pins. They need to have little spots. Join the military. There's your best area of security. Okay, I need to be secure. Go join the military. And let me show you thousands of 18-year-olds who don't have a sanctuary. Let me show you thousands of 18 and 19-year-olds that had to take a higher road. They had to learn to adapt and overcome and go around obstacles. They had to learn. You know, you have to be a man and you have to do it yourself. Do not let anybody baby you into doing something. You have to do it, because nobody can respect you if you can't do it yourself. And if you're so busy crying in the corner, that's fine. I'm going to like you. You're fine. You go over there and cry in the corner. But when you want credit for something and you want to go out there and do it, then you better get back on the bottom and start climbing back up, because that's the only way you're going to get respect. That's the only way you're ever going to be humble. But if you're so worried about getting your feelings hurt, you're going to have to be a duck and let the water flow off of your back. So, Haley, hope you have a happy Thanksgiving also. Also, all my friends on here. All right. I have taken up enough of your time. Would you guys all join me in a quick prayer? If you don't pray, that's fine. Just reflect and meditate. That's great. But if you guys want to, let's go say a quick prayer, and then I will get going. And I just want you all to know that each one of you guys matter to me, and daily reflections is important because it just reminds us to be human. It reminds us to go out there and just love each other, be kind to each other, shake a hand, give a hug. You know, we need to loosen up sometimes and quit being so afraid to do the things that we just make us happy. If we go around with a chip on our shoulder the whole time, we're never going to be happy. We all know that. So, let's say a quick prayer. I'm going to say a quick prayer, and you guys can all join me and say them yourself. I'll give a couple seconds for everybody to put their prayers. I'll say an Our Father, a Hail Mary, and then I'm going to let you guys get back to your Saturday. And I am so, so grateful and honored that you guys spend time with me on these things. And I apologize for going so long. Now I know how everybody felt with Father John Beveridge's homilies. I love that priest to death. He was awesome. But when I was a little kid and the homilies went out for a long time, now I know how it feels. I apologize if I go on. So anyway, dear God in heaven, please be with those today that are sad and depressed. Please send your Holy Spirit to those that feel weak and feel like they do not need to exist anymore. Please be with those that are depressed and with PTSD, not just military, but all members of society that feel like they're sad, they're depressed, they don't feel like a way out. Show them they do. Show them they care. Please send kindness to those that need kindness in their life. Please send hope to those. Please be with those that are setting goals for themselves, that are just trying to get ahead in life. Let them get ahead. Please be with those that need to be humble. God, thank you for the food on our plates, the roofs over our head. Thank you every day for basically showing me a path. Sometimes I do not see the starting line or the finish line, but I know with you at my side, I know anything is possible. Sometimes it's a desert in the middle of the road, but we'll make it. Please be with those new parents out there, that they know that they're blessed having children. Please be with those tonight that have friends and family with terminal illnesses, that they know to celebrate the life while they're here, but even after they passed on, to basically celebrate their life by living theirs and being happy with their life. Dear God, please be with all those that need you tonight. Everybody join me in the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now at the hour of our death. Amen. And Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen. All right, everybody. Thank you all for joining me tonight. I appreciate every one of you. I hope you guys all had a blessed Thanksgiving. But remember, Thanksgiving is every day of the year. Being kind to veterans is every day of the year. Don't wait for a holiday to call your friends and family. There's somebody out there tonight that has not heard from you in a long time, and they want to hear from you. And you could actually make a difference, because who knows, you may not hear from them anymore. Call your sisters, call your brothers, call your cousins. Hint, hint, hint. Call your aunts and uncles. Call your great aunts and uncles. Call your friends you haven't seen in a long time. Send a note. Send a letter. Just send something. And if you're a parent down there with a newborn or something, take a video of yourself talking to them, letting them know who you are. Write a letter to them, letting them know who you are today, because you're going to be different tomorrow. You're going to be a completely different person in 10 years. So let them know who you are today. And let them know that, hey, you're going to mess up, but no matter what, you love them anyway. Write letters to them and put them away in safe areas. Some of you guys only have your kids temporary. Some of you guys don't have your kids at all. Some of you guys' kids are brand new. Some of you have lost children. Doesn't mean you can't still write a letter to them. Doesn't still mean you can't leave a message to them. Write them. Be there for them. And you guys have a great evening. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Love you guys. You matter. You're important. Go out there and make a difference. Be strong. I'll see you guys later. Have a good one.